Saturday morning, gym session done. My first training session in about a week and feeling good. Glad to be back in the gym, glad to be back at it, and have started a new training regime. A little bit weird that I'm starting doing this right before Masters Nationals, but the way in which my program has fell, it has just meant this. So probably we'll start off by doing this week's program and then looking at a tapered program next week, just so that I'm going into Masters Nationals nice and fresh. Today we're doing some front squats, which I'm not the biggest fan of because I don't like holding the bar on my front. Doing some dumbbell rows, which again I haven't done in a while, working the old back muscles, as it were, in a horizontal pull motion. What else did I do? I can't remember. I've lost. My brain has gone to fudge for the weekend. But nonetheless, I think the message is that it was an enjoyable session. Glad to be back at it and starting to feel fit again in the build up to Nationals. So fingers crossed that is the illness over with. We'll just have a steady rise up to back into training, into sort of taper mode. Feels a little bit weird, but you know, situation has led to this very weird way of me training in the build up to Nationals. But yeah, fingers crossed, it's just about getting that pump on, maximizing strength so that we can hit Nationals absolutely as hard as we can. Sunday was spent cheering on the wife doing a half marathon, so no training session on Sunday. So moving on to Tuesday morning and my first swim taper set. It's also my first set back in the pool since a week and 2 days, so 9 days. Yeah, it's my first day in the pool in 9 days, which feels a little bit worrying this close to Nationals, and the times that I did today reflected that. But I'm hoping it's just a case of getting the feel of the water back over the next 2 weeks. It's not the fact that I've detrained over the past week or so, and that it'll be fine with a few sessions building up to Nationals, especially with those sessions being high intensity but low in volume. I don't think I've lost all that much strength. I just think it's a case of being a little bit untuned, as it were, for not being in the pool in the past 5 days. So today's set was a race test set. It's one of my favorite sets. So I just do one sprint 50 free, one sprint 50 fly, and one sprint 100 free, and that's it. 10 minutes rest in between each one to make sure that I'm as recovered as possible going into each. And on the 50 free, I came in on a high 31, ticking over to a high 32, so not the best time there. On the 50 fly, it was a 36. Again, I've gone a 35 before in training. And then on the 100, it was a 108, which isn't too bad, but I'm certain that I've gone a 107, and I'm pretty sure I've gone a 106 at one point. So again, not the best of times. However, on the 100, I certainly felt as though I wasn't fine-tuned in the slightest. I could feel myself doing technical mistakes, things that I could be doing better technically. And as a result, if I tune them up, then I'll be good. And one thing that annoys me with the hundreds is that I don't go, I've gotten into the habit this year of holding too much back down the first 50, and as a result just leave myself too much to do. And again, the reason why I want to do this set is just to get that feel back for how fast I need to go out, so that I'm dead just as I hit the wall at the 100. But I certainly wasn't feeling that down the last 25. I start talking in my head going, how much do you want this? Work through the pain when I'm on a good 100. So I think I need to go out a little bit harder on the 100 and not hold that much back. But yeah, not the best of times today, but that's sort of the point in doing this. A, just to check in to see where I am, and B, to start fine-tuning those finer points of my race so that we do get those decent times. So on the 100, with a little bit of fine-tuning, I'm happy that that time will come down. On the 50, again, happy that that time will come down as I get the feel for the water back and start refine tuning myself to sprinting, and hopefully that will also be the case for the 50 fly as well. So we'll see, but yeah, not the greatest start to this taper, but on the basis that I've been out for a week, it's not entirely surprising, and fingers crossed we can fix things over the course of the next 2 weeks in the build up to nationals. So remaining optimistic, staying strong, and yeah, let's have a good week of training. Wednesday morning, and today it's gym time. So a decent gym session today, which I thought I'd tell you about from the steps, because there's no cooler place to talk about your gym session than the stairs of your house. Essentially went over all of the exercises that I was hoping to do on Monday, but unfortunately didn't get round to have the opportunity to. As I've said, I've started a new project at work where I'm still working out how much time I have in the mornings versus when I need to be out the door. So still adjudicating how much stuff I can get done before I need to leave the house, where I did a bit of a central nervous system warm up and some bear crawls, and that was about it before I had to shoot out the door. However, I now realise that I can catch a later train and still get there at the same time. UK rail system, that's how that works. But yeah, now that I've worked that out, I may be able to sneak in a extra exercise or two in the mornings before I leave to go see the client for this new project. However, back to Tuesday's gym session. What can I remember of it? Lunges. Yeah, interestingly, I can't actually lunge as much weight as I thought I'd be able to. I had 9 kilograms in each hand today for a total of 18. My app from last time said 16, and that must have been 16 kilograms in total, because when I first started trying it out with 16 kilograms in each hand, yeah, my legs did not enjoy that. My legs did not enjoy that at all, and I was barely able to manage 3 reps on each side when I had to be doing 8 before I realised, yeah, it was probably 16 kilograms in total and not 8 on each side. Other things that I did was exercises that I can't do at home. My home gym is starting to come along a bit more, where I now have a set of plates, a barbell, some collars, some adjustable dumbbells, and a medicine ball. So the range of exercises that I can now do at home has increased. I'll be putting up my squat rack at the weekend. Fingers crossed that I have enough time to do that. I don't know how much assembly time it's going to take. So yeah, it'll just be how far I get through my weekend activities and chores to see whether I get that up or not. Then I've also got a pull-up bar that I can put up at home as well. And once those two are in operation, I've pretty much got most of the major activities that I do at the gym. I think the one key thing that I'm missing is some sort of cable machine, which I'm having a bit of research as to how I go about procuring that and putting that in my garage, because the issue is that my garage is too short, the ceiling's too low down, which means I can't get in some of the size of cable machine that I'm wanting to get in. They're all really tall, and I've had a bit of a quick Google around, and I'm really struggling to find short cable machines. So today was doing cable machine exercises, pull-up exercises, rather chin-ups, stuff that I can't do with the kit that I have at home, so that hopefully I can finish off the set that I wanted to do today at home. So it was a bit of almost 1.5 sessions today in order to attempt to get all the exercises that I wanted to done. But yeah, decent gym session. Looking forward to being able to doing more of it at home, just freeing up a little bit more time for myself, which is exciting. But yeah, decent session in the build up to nationals. I think next week, in the final week the final week of tapering before nationals, instead of doing my usual sessions, I'll save that for the week after, where I will probably just end up doing one set of really heavy lifts. So going for strength and doing, a set of 5 with as much weight as I can on key lifts for swimming, most notably lat pull down being one, probably some form of squat or leg press, and just try and get a pump going, try and get the strength going as much as I can over the course of the week, and yeah, leave the actual development work for later on in the process. So decent gym session today. Glad to be sort of getting back into things. It's nice to be feeling fit and healthy-ish once more. Not quite 100% yet, but certainly working, getting there. And yeah, just looking forward to Masters Nationals at this point in time. Thursday evening swimming session, last chance to practice dives before Masters Nationals. So pressure is on for this one. I've brought my Mizunos down in order to do some suited up sprints. Probably going to take this one relatively easy, concentrate on my dives, do the odd sprint or two just to get in the feel for racing, and we'll call it a day. So it won't be a heavy one, but still important because it's the last chance to practice dives before Masters Nationals. Oh, and there's some fireworks going on in the background. How very fun. Friday afternoon, and just wanted to recount my performance at swim training last night. As I mentioned, it was my last session where I'm able to practice dives, and as a result was quite important in that sense to make sure that I had completely touched up my dives going into Nationals next Friday. For the purpose of this session, I suited up and put my bullet cap on just to start getting used to going fast, the type of fast that I would do in a competition. And I think there were two key things that I took away from that. Sorry, there were two key results or races, time trials that I did take in that session. The first was that I went 29.3. That was suited up with my cap on from a dive for a 50 meters sprint. A little bit disappointed with that. I feel as though I could be going in the 28s, bearing in mind I'm trying to be a 27.95 come next weekend in the 53. Will shaving down and wearing my new Mizuno Sonic GX NVs get me what is essentially 1.5 seconds off? Don't know. Seems like a tough ask. Maybe it's a combination of things. You know, I'm tired on a Thursday night. I didn't get the best night's sleep either, so I wasn't going into that session fit and fresh. My current Mizunos are worn down, or the ones that I wore for the session are worn. The magic in them has gone, and therefore with my new pair, hoping to get a little bit more magic in them. Shaved down. I wasn't shaved down, and therefore that will get me a little bit more time. So there are some things there which indicate that I will swim faster. And the fourth thing as well is that it's not a competition. I don't know why. I seem to be becoming ever more unable to give my all outside of a competition, outside of a time when it matters. I start to get lazy during training, just not going the whole 50 meters all out. It seems as though it's only in a racing environment where I'm able to really push myself to give my all the whole hog. In the training environment, I seem to have just lost that ability to go throughout the entirety of the race. Don't get me wrong, I'll be like 95 to 99%, but you know, I will cut corners, I will purposefully take extra breaths, I will just, turn the notch down from 100% ever so slightly to save things. And I don't know the reason for that. Where in training I used to be able to just give 100% each and every time. I don't know. I feel as though I've lost that ability now, which is a little bit concerning. But maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's just my body saying, look, let's just turn it on for when it matters. So 29.3 in those environments. It's not the best, but it still puts me within the realms of possibility of beating that 27.95 that I want to beat. So we shall see. The more worrying one though was a dive 25 where I came in on a 13.5, my fastest, without a cap on, without a tech suit on has been a 13.2, so a little bit concerning that I wasn't pushing a 13.2 or quicker, given that I'd suited up and put my cap on. So that one makes me a little bit nervous. It could just be that I didn't get the dive all that great, but yeah, a little bit frustrating and worrying. Again, it might have been because I took all of last week off due to illness, and therefore I'm just getting the feel for the water back. So I think in my sessions building up to nationals, I've got Saturday, Monday, Wednesday left as swimming sessions that I just need to try and get that feel for the water back. Maybe do some parachute sprints or a couple of parachute sprints just to get that feeling of really pushing hard and pulling myself through the water. That seems to help with my technique on future sprints, just using a little bit of resistance to get that arm pull a little bit more correct. But yeah, no, a little bit disappointed in that regard. So plan for the rest of today is I'm going to try and finish off my gym set or gym sessions that I haven't been able to finish off this week, because yeah, I just going into next week, Sunday, Tuesday, maybe a Thursday gym session, unsure. Might take the day off to rest entirely, might just go to the gym and do a little bit of pumping, as it were, or just do one set of 5 on key muscle groups, just to just keep that intensity high and blood pumping. But yeah, that's what I want to do with my training session, my gym sessions next week. So aiming to finish off my proper gym sets today, and then sort of move to a tapered session next week. So going to try and do a little bit of a gym session this afternoon, just finish off this week's setting with my program, and then flip to a taper week next week. So yeah, and I'm hoping just doing a little bit of pump work, some strength work, will just help to get my body feel in the right place for giving my all at Masters Nationals. I like lifting heavy for 5 as much as I can for 5-6 reps. So I'm hoping that in doing some of those sets, it's going to help me prepare for doing that. So that's the end of the week. However, the big news is that last night I received my new East Leeds training kit. So without further ado, let's have a bit of a fashion show. So as a base layer, I have a pair of East Leeds shorts, which I didn't have before, and a new top, which is personalised with my initials down the bottom. Good to get another East Leeds shirt because I lost my previous one. So really happy that I can look as part of the team once more on poolside. Then as an overlayer, just to keep myself warm following the warm-up and prior to my race / whenever I'm going outside. First off, I've got these tracksuit bottoms, again personalised with my initials and East Leeds Swimming Club here. And then a jumper, which I've already got one. However, my previous one, first off, wasn't personalised, so we had to put that right. And also, it was a bit big, so it didn't keep me all that warm very well. And so just getting a little bit of a tighter top hopefully means that there isn't as much airspace in between, which will keep me nice and warm, both on the move and following the warm-up in the build-up to my race. We've also got the haircut booked for Monday, a key component of the Masters National process, getting a stylish, go faster trim. So that's booked in for Monday. So yeah, fingers crossed, not only going to be the part, be speed, but also look the part as well. The final component to de-hairing oneself is, of course, the shave down. Going to happen at some point next week. I might take an opportunity this weekend to get a little bit of a head start on that process, because although it's not particularly difficult, it is quite long and tedious, and half the time I can't be bothered to do it all in one sitting. So rather than a panicked shave down on Thursday evening, might just be worth, getting the heavy stuff off first and foremost, and then you know, getting off the remainder of it Thursday evening / Friday morning. So the dehairing process is underway, and there is a plan in place to be silky smooth going into Masters Nationals next Friday. So that's it, week's training finished off with that half gym set right there. I did the other half of it on Wednesday morning, so good to just finish things off there. Happy that I managed to complete the 4 weeks worth of gym training. As I said, next week I'm going into taper, just lifting heavy and not a lot, just to get the strength going over the course of the next week or so, feel nice and fresh going into Masters Nationals. But yeah, the next time a video goes out, this time next week, I will have completed Masters Nationals. Not sure what I'm doing about videos, because I've still got a 1 week to Nationals video to put out, but then I think from that point onwards I might do a video a day, so based on my Friday, my Saturday and my Sunday, because otherwise I just think it's going to get awfully long. So that's what I'm thinking. We'll publish the 1 week till Nationals video on the Thursday, maybe do it a few days early, and then have a day for each. So that's my plan. Whether I have enough time to execute that or not is another matter, but very much looking forward to Masters Nationals, which is now just 1 week less than 1 week away. And I'll see you on the other side. That is it for today's video, and if you've enjoyed it, please give it a like. Remember to follow and subscribe for more swimming content, and to swim faster on limited training time, head on over to westcough.com. Otherwise, see you in the next video.